Chapter 32 Rama is raised from the dead. Now a certain man was sick, named Lazarus. When Jesus heard that, he said, "This sickness is not unto death, but for the glory of God, that the Son of God might be glorified thereby." Sri Yukteswar was expounding the Christian scriptures one sunny morning on the balcony of his Serampore hermitage. Besides a few of Master's other disciples, I was present with a small group of my ranch students. In this passage, Jesus calls himself the Son of God. Though he was truly united with God, his reference here has a deep impersonal significance. The Son of God is the Christ or divine consciousness in man. No mortal can glorify God. The only honor that man can pay his Creator is to seek Him. Man cannot glorify an abstraction that he does not know. The glory of or nimbus around the head of the saints is a symbolic witness of their capacity to render divine homage. Sri Yukteswar went on to read the marvelous story of Lazarus' resurrection. At its conclusion, Master fell into a long silence. I too was privileged to behold a similar miracle. My guru finally spoke with solemn unction. Lairi Mahasaya resurrected one of my friends from the dead. The young lads at my side smiled with keen interest. My friend Rama and I were inseparable. Because he was shy and reclusive, he chose to visit our Guru Mahasaya only during the hours between midnight and dawn, when the crowd of daytime disciples was absent. As I was Lama's closest friend, he confided to me to many of his deep spiritual experiences. I found inspiration in his ideal companionship. Lama was suddenly put to a severe test. He contracted the disease of Asiatic cholera. As our master never objected to the service of the physicians at times of serious illness, two specialists were summoned. Amidst the frantic rush of ministering to the stricken man, I was deeply praying to Messiah for help. I hurried to his home and sobbed out the story. "The doctors are seeing Lama. He will be well." My guru smiled. I returned with a light heart to my friend's bedside, only to find him in a dying state. It cannot last more than 1 or 2 hours, one of the physicians told me with a gesture of despair. Once more I hastened to Mahasaya. "The doctors are conscientious men. I am sure Lama will be well." The master dismissed me blithely. At Rama's place I found both doctors gone. One had left me a note. "We have done our best, but his case is hopeless." My friend was indeed the picture of a dying man. I did not understand how Mahasaya's words could fail to come true. Yet the sight of Rama's rapidly ebbing life kept suggesting to my mind, all is over now. Tossing thus on alternating waves of faith and doubt, I ministered to my friend as best I could. He roused himself to cry out, Yukteshubar, learn to master and tell him I am gone. Ask him to bless my body before its last rites. With these words, Rama sighed heavily and gave up the ghost. I wept for an hour by his bedside, always a lover of quiet. Now he had attained the utter stillness of death. Another disciple came in. I asked him to remain in the house until I returned. Half-dazed, I trudged back to my guru. How is Lama now? Lady Mahasaya's face was withered in smiles. Sir, you will soon see how he is, I blurted out emotionally. In a few hours you will see his body before it is carried to the ceremony grounds. I broke down and moaned openly. Yukteshubaru, control yourself. Sir, calmly and meditate. Sit calmly and meditate. My guru retired into samadhi. The afternoon and night passed in unbroken silence. I struggled unsuccessfully to regain an inner composure. At dawn, Lady Masaya glanced at me consolingly. I see you are still disturbed. Why didn't you explain yesterday that you expected me to give Lama tangible aid in the form of some medicine? The master pointed to the cup-shaped lamp containing crude castor oil. Fill a little bottle with oil from the lamp. Put 7 drops in Lama's mouth. Sir, he has been dead since yesterday. Of what use is the oil now? Never mind, just do as I ask. I found my best friend's body ridged in the death clasp. Paying no attention to his ghastly condition, I opened his lips with my right index finger and managed with my left hand and the help of the cork to put the oil drop by drop over his clenched teeth. As the 7th drop touched his cold lips, Lama shivered violently. His muscles from head to foot vibrated as he sat up wonderingly. I saw Lady Mahasaya in blaze of light, he cried. He shone like the sun. Arise, forsake your sleep, he commanded me. Come with Yukteswara to see me. I could scarcely believe my eyes when Brahma dressed himself and was strong enough after that fatal sickness to walk to the home of our Guru. There he prostrated himself before Lady Masaya with tears of gratitude. The master was beside himself with mirth. His eyes twinkled at me mischievously. Yukteshibaru, surely henceforth you will not fail to carry with you a bottle of castor oil. Whenever you see a corpse, just administer the oil. Why? 7 drops of lamp oil must surely foil the power of Yama. Guruji, you are ridiculing me. I don't understand. Please point out the nature of my error. I told you twice that Lama would be well, yet you could not fully believe me. I did not mean the doctors would be able to cure him. I remarked only that they were in attendance. I didn't want to interfere with the physicians. They have to live too. My guru added, always know that the omnipotent Paramatman can heal anyone, doctor or no doctor. I see my mistake, I acknowledged remorsefully. I know now that your simple word is binding on the whole cosmos. As Yukteswara finished the awesome story, one of the ranch lads ventured a question that from a child was doubtfully understandable. Sir, why did you were why did your guru send castor oil? Child, giving the oil had no special meaning, because I had expected something material. Messiah chose the nearby oil as an objective symbol to awaken my greater faith. The master allowed Lama to die because I had partially doubted, but the divine guru knew that inasmuch as he had said the disciple would be well, the healing must take place, even though he had to cure Lama of death, a disease usually final. Sri Yukteswara dismissed the little group and motioned me to a blanket seat at his feet. Yogananda, you have been surrounded from birth by direct disciples of Lairi Masaya. The great master lived his sublime life in partial seclusion and steadfastly refused to permit his followers to build any organization. He made nevertheless a significant prediction. About 50 years after my passing, an account of my life will be written because of a deep interest in yoga that will arise in the West. The message of yoga will encircle the globe. It will aid in establishing the brotherhood of man, a unity based on humanity's direct perception of the One Father. Yogananda, you must do your part in spreading that message and in writing that sacred life. 50 years later, Lairi Mahasaya's passing in 1895 culminated in 1945, the year of completion of this present book. I cannot but be struck by the coincidence that the year 1945 has also ushered in a new age, the era of revolutionary atomic energies. Our thoughtful minds turn as never before to the urgent problems of peace and brotherhood, lest the continued use of physical force banish all men along with the problems. Though the works of the human race disappear tracelessly by time or bomb, the sun does not falter in its course. The stars keep their invariable vigil. Cosmic law cannot be stayed or changed, and man would do well to put himself in harmony with it. If the cosmos is against might, if the sun whirls not in the heavens, but retires at due time to give the stars their little sway, what avails our mailed feast? Shall any peace come out of it? Not cruelty but goodwill upholds the universal sinews. A humanity at peace will know the endless fruits of victory, sweeter to the taste than any nurtured on the soil of blood. The effective League of Nations will be a natural, nameless league of human hearts. The broad sympathies and the discerning insights needed for the healing of earthly woes cannot flow from a mere intellectual consideration of human diversities, but from knowledge of man's deepest unity. Lady Masaya was born on September 30, 1828, into a pious Brahmin family of ancient lineage. His birthplace was the village of Guruni in the Nadia district near Krishna Nagar, Bengal. He was the only son of Mukta Kashi, second wife of the esteemed Gaur Mohan Lahiri. The boy's mother passed away during his childhood. He had have little information about her, except the revealing fact. She was an ardent devotee of Lord Shiva. The boy, whose full name was Shyama Charan Lairi, spent his early years at the ancestral home in Guruni. At the age of 3 or 4, he was often observed sitting under the sands in a certain yoga posture, his body completely hidden except for the head. The Lairi estate was destroyed in the winter of 1833 when the nearby Jalangi River changed its course and disappeared into the depth of the Ganges. One of the Shiva temples founded by the Lairis went into the river along with the family home. The devotee rescued the stone image of Lord Shiva from the swirling waters and placed it in a new temple, now well known as the Guruni Shiva site. Gaur Mohan Lairi and his family left Guruni and became residents of Banaras, where the father immediately erected a Shiva temple. He conducted his household along the lines of Vedic discipline, with regular observance of ceremonial worship, act of charity, and scriptural study. The boy Lairi took lessons in Hindi and Urdu in Banaras study group. He attended a school conducted by Joy Narayan Gozal, receiving instruction in Sanskrit, Bengali, French, and English. Applying himself to a close study of the Vedas, the young yogi listened eagerly to scriptural discussions by learned Brahmins. Shyama Charan was a kind, gentle, and courageous youth, beloved by all his companions. With a well-proportioned, healthy, and powerful body, he excelled in swimming and in many feats of manual skill. In 1846, Shyama Charan Lahiri was married to Srimati Kashi Moni, daughter of Sri Devnarayan Sanyal, a model Indian housewife. Kashimoni cheerfully performed her home duties and observed the householder's obligation to serve guests and the poor. Two saintly sons, Tinkuri and Dukuri, and two daughters blessed the union. At the age of 23 in 1851, Lairi Masaya took the post of accountant in military engineering department of the British government. He received many promotions during the time of his service. Thus, not only was he a master before God's eyes, but also a success in the little human drama in which he played a humble role as a office worker in the world. At various times, the engineering department transferred Lairi Masaya to its office in Gazipur uh, and Banaras. After the death of his father, the young man assumed responsibility for the members of his entire family. He bought for them a home in the secluded Garudeswar Mohalla neighborhood of Banaras. It was in his 33rd year that Lady Masaya saw fulfillment of the purpose for which he had reincarnated on earth. He met his great guru Babaji near Laniket in the Himalayas and was initiated by him into Kriya Yoga. This auspicious event did not happen to Lady Masaya alone. It was a fortunate moment for all the human race. The lost or long vanished highest art of yoga was again being brought to light. As the Ganges came from heaven to earth in the Puranic story, offering a divine draught to the perched devotee Bajirath. So in 1861, the celestial river of Kriya Yoga began to flow from the sacred fastnesses of the Himalayas into the dusty haunts of men.